Okay, so I realized as I was doing this job, which is frustrating and angersome, that there's a lot of folks out there that aren't mechanics that may not know how to go about removing a strip bolt. These rounded head Allen head bolts are probably some of the most miserable to go ahead and replace. And I'm going to put that up to the screen right there. So this is a round-headed bolt. There's nothing to grab onto. And the Allen inside of there, that Allen head is 6mm. It's just worn out. So, if I hook up, it just free spins. It's not going anywhere. It's completely wallowed out, and it was so before I got to it. So the way that you get these out of here, you're going to need some bravery and just a few tools. So I am going to show you, I've gotten 3 of these out, but this last one, it just made me think, actually my wife was the one that came up with it, saying you ought to show that. It's probably more valuable than the rest of the video. So this will be a separate video if you haven't watched part 1 here. But what you're going to need is heat. You need a torch. So this is like a benzomatic torch. I've got MAP on there, but you could use regular propane. And I'm going to throw a ton of heat at this thing. I'm going to heat this up, and you'll see I might damage this plastic cover a little bit, but it's all about making it happen. So first thing I'm going to do is heat it up real nice and hot. Right, once I've got that hot, I want to rotate it around so that I can get a good bite on it here. There we go, like so. And I'm going to take a chisel and a hammer, and I'm going to strike the outside surface of this pretty darn hard. And there it goes. You may or may not have just seen that, but it started to move. And there it is. That's how you do it. That's how you take that off. That's how you take off anything that's stuck on there with heat. You use heat. And why does the heat work? Right? If I just hit on that with a chisel and a hammer, well, that probably would just break off eventually or just get mangled. Heat, if something's rusted together like that, heat's causing components to expand and contract, right? So you're taking something that's pretty much welded together with rust or chemicals, and you're breaking those 2 items free from each other because they're expanding and contracting at a different rate. So by heating up the nut, it actually expands the bolt, but the second I take the heat away, it begins to contract, and then that contraction gives it that little bit of space that we need to break something loose. And while I can't really touch this because it's super hot, let me see, maybe I can pry on it with this. I am free. With a little bit of wiggling, that pulley will now come off. So hope you enjoyed this, got something out of it. This is a real mechanic tip. I'll probably put this under the mechanic series of videos, but heat and shock value, shock force will get these things loose. Anyway, that's it. I'm Eric, the owner of Farpoint Farms. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, perhaps you think about liking and subscribing. I'll see you next time. Take care.
Something that needs a little fixing on Farpoint Farms. Freedom is mighty sweet.